Hello guys, welcome back to our video here. I'm with my friend Mucayhit. Welcome man.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we are going to have a good conversation about traveling, experiences, life and everything. Of course we did have a lot of conversations before and I asked him to come over so we can record some things about life and we could share experiences of traveling and everything.
Yeah.
Let's see how it is. So present yourself to people.
I am Mücahit. I am from Turkey. I am traveler like last 8 years. I was working in the past and in my free times I was traveling by bicycle, by hitchhiking, by trains like that. And after that, like last year, I quit my job and I started non-stop traveling.
What did you do at that time?
In my university times, when I was studying university, I was working as waiter in the winters. I was saving some money and in summers I was leaving my job and I was traveling like for 1 month or 2 months.
Where basically?
Yeah. In 2014 I had a Europe tour with train. I had a ticket which named Interrail ticket. And with that ticket I had ability to get any train I want in Europe for 1 month, and with that ticket I traveled around Europe in the summer of 2014. And 2015 I saved money again. I bought a bicycle for myself and I cycled from Antalya to Kocaeli in Turkey. Like it was like 2,100 kilometers and
whoa.
And it took 34 days to cycle this road. And 2016 I saved money again by doing by working as waiter in restaurants. And with the money I saved, I traveled around Turkey for 2.5 months by hitchhiking. And after that, I found a job in a clothing store. I worked there for 3 years, and I was going some cities close to my city in my free days, like Sundays or something. By hitchhiking again for only 1 day, and I worked there for 3 years. Day by day it became a little bit boring and stressful. I was looking for last days, these days full of new experiences and adventures, you know. And then I decided that I cannot go on like that and I should save some money and I should start traveling non-stop. And I was looking for some way to earn my money on the road, and I saw some people on the internet that they are making their money by doing street music, by selling some stuffs in the street in the countries that
do you remember any names specifically?
For example, Emre Durmuş is a Turkish traveler who does this kind of things and publish it in the YouTube in Turkey. He is one of the first guy who doing this in the internet. I mean, many travelers was doing that, but they didn't share it in the internet. But Emre Durmuş was the first person who shared his adventures on YouTube. So now he has over 2 million subscribers on the YouTube.
Oh, great.
And there was a guy which names himself Yırtık Pantolon. It's a how to say, it's not his real name, but he used this name in the internet.
Okay, what does that mean? It does mean anything? I mean,
yeah, when he was trying to taking a picture for himself in Prague, in Czech Republic. When he was jumping for the picture,
okay,
his
so
pant is then he used this name, like yırtık pantolon means broken pant.
Okay,
Yeah,
I gotcha.
so-
That's just strange. Yeah.
Yeah, he was also doing street music. He was selling many stuffs on the street to travel, and now he has over 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. So he can travel only by YouTube. You know, he doesn't need to do any job now.
Yes.
So I thought about it, if I can do that or not, then let's try.
Okay. Both of these guys was an inspiration for you. You
Yeah,
said.
yeah, yeah. And there was many guys, but these are the most famous ones.
Okay. Okay. Seems interesting. You are, in comparison to me, you are a very experienced traveler, because I'm just traveling for 1 year and a half.
Yeah.
So you said that you did 2 travels before you decided to have this long-term life traveling,
Yeah.
because you said like traveling non-stop, right? Do you feel like when you start to do this kind of adventures, you kind of can't live a normal life again? I mean, like I started this trip that I'm doing right now, and even if I stop, I would ever wanted to do something like this again. Do you feel like that, or is something that is just in my mind?
Do you ask about travel when you settle down traveling again, or
Yeah.
ah,
It's like, because you experienced it before, right? You experienced that thing before, like
Yeah.
you traveled and you get back to a normal job,
Yeah.
a daily basis work, and you was bored about it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a person when they have that kind of experience,
Yeah, yeah.
it's difficult to then to get back to the normal life?
Yeah. It's very difficult to adapt to normal life because, as I told you before, when you are living normal lifestyle, you have this limit of
Adrenaline. You said.
adrenaline level. But this level of adrenaline level is enough for you at the
Sure.
beginning. When you start traveling, you experience this level of adrenaline, and
Yes.
when you go back your normal life, when you have this level of adrenaline again, it's not enough for
It's
you.
not enough.
It's very stressful. It's very hard, you know. And
Yes.
also on the road, you can meet some people that has same experiences with you. You can share a lot of things with them. But when you go to normal life, the people around you don't understand you because they didn't live same things to you. So you cannot share anything with people. That makes you overstressed again.
Yes.
You already don't have enough adrenaline and
Enough connections.
plus you don't have enough connections with people, so it gets worse and worse, you know.
Yeah, I understand what you mean, because I remember a time when an influencer, a Brazilian influencer who inspired me a little bit to start this journey. I said a little bit because there are some guys who inspired me, and he was one of them. He's Rafael Scapella. And he said that when he came back for the first time after visiting 60 something countries,
Yeah.
to talk with his old friends, nobody understood
Yeah, exactly.
how he did that. What is the purpose of that? Did you went there? Did you visit all these places to become rich?
No.
And now you want to buy a big house? What it is? Do you want to buy a nice car?
Yeah.
And he said, no, I kind of wanted to know how it is and all this kind of stuff. And he said, but why though? You know, like
It's hard to explain that. You can feel what kind of experiences you had, and you can feel which way you changed, but you cannot explain it. You cannot put it in the words, you know. When people asks you why you do that, it's hard to explain, but you can feel the reason.
Yes. It's a personal path, I think.
Yeah.
Traveling is something that we can never fully explain what it is, because
Yeah.
everybody has a different motivation to that.
Yeah.
Some people are, I don't know, they are uncomfortable with this situation at home, doing the same thing, going to work Monday to Friday and having the
Yeah.
weekend. or they got married too soon, or it doesn't matter the reason, but everybody comes with a different idea about it.
Yeah.
What is your idea? I'm curious to know what is the thing that made you to enter in this lifestyle. Do you know about it? Is a mystery for you? What it is? What do you say?
I don't know. Just it happened, you know. I don't know. I didn't make any decision like I will do that. But actually, when I started to university, my English was very bad, and I studied English in university, and I was trying hard to improve my English. So I was looking for some way to go abroad. Only my only purpose was improving my English and just to see some different countries, you know, new cultures, new beautiful places. My aim was that, only that. And when I go abroad, when I started traveling for the first time, I felt like I changed, you know. I felt the change in myself. So I felt like the Paris is very close to my home. It was very far away before, but when I have been there, it was close actually.
Okay.
It was not very hard to travel. So when I got that feeling, okay, I was like, okay, I will live this lifestyle.
Okay.
So actually I was looking for something more, you know, something more adventurous. What could I do? And I saw some guy who is traveling with his bicycle for many years around the world.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, I can do that. And I bought my bicycle and I started from Antalya, and I followed the coast side of Turkey, like Mediterranean area, Aegean area, and my city, Kocaeli. It was like over 2,000 kilometers. And it was different adventure also. I was cycling all day. I didn't know where to sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
I had a tent on my bike, and like at the end of the day, for example, at 8 p.m. sun goes down. For example, at 5 p.m. Yes, there are 3 hours more. I should look for somewhere to build up my tent, and I was finding that place. I was building up my tent. I was seeing the sunset, then sleep, wake up in the morning, started to cycling again. At some point you go out from the time and the location, you know, you forget where you are and what time is it. You cannot remember the days, you cannot remember the places, just you go.
I can't believe you.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. So I'm curious, and in this specific experience you had, later on we're gonna tell how many countries you passed, but let's not focus on numbers right now. Now let's focus on this experience. In this experience you are all alone, all by yourself.
Yeah.
Now, not at that time, but now, how can you describe that? What kind of experience that brought to you? I mean, like you feel like it was a self-developing thing?
Yeah.
How it was? Or it was something like you wanted to challenge yourself, and what it is about?
You asked me about my motivation to...
Yes, a mix between your motivation at that time and what you think is the outcome today, you know, because it's two different viewpoints about what it is.
Actually, I wasn't sure that if I could success that, if I can stay on the road. I mean, my mind was full of questions, because I don't have any ability to earn money on the road. I am not singer. I cannot draw anything. You know, I don't have any specific ability to earn money. And then I saw that I can make my money by selling jewelries on the road, and I felt like
I'm using one of them.
I hope you like it.
Yeah, I love it. It's really interesting. It's the tree of life, right?
Yeah.
That's cool, yeah.
And day by day, when I saw that I can do that, I felt like more free, you know, because I don't work for someone. I work for myself. I make my money, and with that money, I live new experiences. I don't spend it for just stuffs or I just spend my money for experiences, and I meet a lot of people from all around the world. I visit new places. I feel more free.
Yeah, can understand you. Can relate to that too. I mean, when we start to do something and we don't know how it is, we don't get that kind of confidence, right?
Yeah.
But since we start to having a little success, we feel like things going well. So when you get a job and your boss say to you, you can get $1,000, or I will give you $1,000, and it's guaranteed in the end of the month. And you say, okay, now I can plan my life, now I can rent a house or buy a car or something like that because I do have this salary. But at the same time, that makes you to not caring that much about how to make money, right? Because somebody's caring about that
you
thing
stop
for you.
Improving yourself because
You
have a comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
But as soon as you don't have that, you have to find a way. And when you find a way, you feel like, okay, I can do it. You told that several times. You told that, okay, when I started, I saw a guy in a bike and I said to myself, I can do it. And you start to make your money and you say yourself, I can do it again. So you're getting more confidence when you start moving yourself, not the other way around.
Exactly.
Because people think like, I have to do all this preparation in my mind, I have to be all prepared so nothing's going to be bad, and then I go. And they never do it. I know that some people need more preparation than others, but sometimes that's a self-sabotage in my viewpoint. You know, because when I started my trip, I wasn't fully prepared. I was like, okay, I do have 6 months and that's have to happen. If it doesn't happen at that time, I don't know how it's going to be. And here I am 1 year later, that 6 months, and I'm still okay, and things are going well.
People thinks like everything should be organized and everything should be planned, you know, and everything should go very well. Sometimes the life is not like that, you know. The life is, even the work life, even the family life, even the friendships, even relationships, everything is not always like that or always like that. It's like that, and it's same in the road. You have some good days, you have some problems, you solve the problems, go up again, then down again, and when you go like this, you learn new things. It means that you have new experiences. It's about your point of view. If you when you start to go like this, if you panic, you should be ready for everything when you start traveling.
That's true. It's like, do you remember that machine that rate your heart? And they go like put, put. And when it's like it's because you're dead. So the stable thing is actually death for itself. Is that what we now want for our life? We want to be going down as soon as we can. But it's like to be uncomfortable. It's like to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, right? It's like most part of people, they are opposite. They are in a comfortable situation, but they are uncomfortable. And we are trying to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. So that's fine. Things are not going well, but we're going to figure out a way of doing it.
When you understand that, you can figure out the problems, when you understand that you can solve every problem in some way, the downs are not problem for you, so it's not as stressful as people think, you know. It's not big problem as big problem as people think. People think that when you go down,
You're done. You're done. Yeah.
No, actually, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Problems are in every part of the life. As I told you, in work life, in family life, in relationships, everything. The important thing is your point of view. If you look at the problems as the things improves you, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always hard if you don't try, right?
Yeah.
Like, life is about problems.
Yeah.
Right? And we always trying to solve problems. A life without problems is going to be a boring and unexcited and not interesting life to live.
Yeah.
So our brains are made to solve problems.
Yeah.
Right? But what kind of problems are you solving? What I mean by that is like you go to work every day, you do the same stuff, you do the same thing. So you were solving problems, but that's not the problems you wanted to solve.
Yeah. Exactly.
You wanted to solve other problems.
Yeah.
And you were not solving them.
Yeah.
But when you are aligned with the problems you want to solve, for example, me and you, we could say, we want to go to experience different places, but we still don't know what to do or how to do it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna find a way.
Yeah.
And that's the problem we want to solve. And when we solve it, as I said before in our early conversation, is going to be other problems coming through. Yeah, so when we think about the environment we are working every day and doing the same stuff, this happen. But I think that now we do kind of opposite. I don't know if you heard about this thing about work and integration, now work balance.
Yeah.
It's the way you can connect to work with your life.
Yeah.
Right? And most parts of people, they want to find a work balance.
Yeah.
Right? Like how can I work and live as if life was out of the work?
Yeah.
And for me, it's not a good idea because you work at least 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. So you are not living at that time and you try to live to compensate the work you do. For me, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
What I do is I try to connect my work and my life and make sure that things get aligned and get together. So while am I working, I'm still living too because I love what I do.
Yeah.
And I think you do the same, right? Like when you're selling your stuff, you are connecting with people, you're having conversations with them and you have stories to tell later on. Right? Do you feel like that?
At the beginning, I was doing this job to just earn money. I am selling jewelries like this, bracelets and necklaces on the street, and at the beginning I was just doing this job to earn money. But by the time I realized that it's actually helping me to connect local people, and this is one of the most important thing for a traveler. Actually, when you just visit a city, for example, when you go to some city, you have some list to do. For example, you came to Curitiba for 3 days and you researched on the Google where to visit, what to eat and what to experience, blah blah. And in 2 days or 3 days, you put ticks on
check.
check
it.
to
check
your,
bars, right?
To your list. Like, yes, I visited that place, I ate that food, I visited that museum, and I did scuba diving, I blah blah, like this. But you didn't have any connection with the people from here, you know. You couldn't. You just saw the city and you left. You couldn't be a part of this city. And by the time I was doing this job, I realized that I can be a part of the city by doing this job. Because the people who are, for example, I am selling jewelries here and there is a shop here, there are restaurants here, and the workers of these places are my friends. And also many people in daytime saying me, hi, how are you, on the street, because they saw me before when I am selling jewelries. And when they come to my place to buy something, I don't tell them like, please buy one more stuff. I don't sell them. I don't say them like that. I ask them, how are you today? What is your job? Where do you live? Where are you from? Where did you visit before? Have you been to Turkey? Which languages do you speak?
Yeah.
I just try to share my experiences, and I want to learn their experiences. I just want to have good relationships with people, no matter if they buy something or not. And by the time I realized that it's helped me to have good connections rather than making good money, and it's more important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So so it's about your point of view, you know. You can do this job just to earn money, or you can do this job to make good connections, as you do. You can teach people to get more and more money. You can do it to have deep connections with people.
Yes.
You can see them as a customers, or you can see them as a friend, or a person who can teach you something.
Yes. I feel like that's the best way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you go to a place and you have this checkbox, as you said, I will go do this, I will read this, and all this kind of stuff. You not open your schedule to the unknown.
Yeah, exactly.
So no surprises. I just want these things to happen, and I have to make sure that these things happens no matter what.
Yeah.
So you not open yourself to a person call you to go to a place that you didn't want to visit.
Yeah, exactly.
They can suggest you to go a different place in a different direction to show a different part of the city that you were not thinking about before, because the information we got before was limited.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't know about it, right? But now we know it. So the person that lives here telling us, no, this place you wanted to go is not the best.
Yeah.
Why don't you go to this place? People love it. Right? And you are open to see different things. And I try to live like a local, right? Go to the groceries, see how people live, see how people talk, see how they connect with each other and how it is. I'm not a tourist, because tourists, they come to the city most part of the time to visit some places, to go somewhere, to do something, but not to live as a local to understand people there, because that takes more time or at least more energy. Because the connection could be fast. Like we met each other yesterday and we are now recording a podcast together. The connection could be fast, but it takes energy to keep going and keep maintain these things. And most parts of people, they are not willing to do that because they already have their own life. So I have my job, I have my people, I'm just here to enjoy this beach and go to this place and not connecting with anybody else. Right, okay, so now you passed like 8 years traveling, you are 30 years old, and how many countries did you visit?
Brazil is my 22nd country.
22nd? Okay, and the most part of them was in Europe? Okay.
This is my first time out of the Europe.
Okay. I don't like this question that much, but I'm going to ask you anyway. I did ask you before that, but I wanted to share with people. If you had to say, what is your favorite country? I hate that question, because we should pick one, right? We have a lot of experience, a lot of people we like, a lot of things that happen. And if we should say something like, I love this thing, or this is my favorite thing, we exclude the others. But tell me, which were the experiences you remember, or something you liked? It could be more than one.
Actually, by the time the places you visit is not that important. When you start traveling, you care the places a lot. For example, you want to see some beautiful cities, some improved cities. You want to see some beautiful nature, like waterfalls, high mountains, blah blah, plateaus, this kind of things. But by the time, as long as you see many places, you get used to it, and everything becomes normal. You know, when you go to new city, yeah, it's beautiful, it's okay, and at that time you start to care the relationships, care the memories more than places. So I don't have any favorite places or favorite countries, but for example, in Bosnia, I have been for 3 months, and I shared many things with people. I had many friends from there. So one of my favorite country is Bosnia. So if you ask me about the places, I have been to Cinque Terre in Italy. Cinque Terre means 5 hills, and there was 5 villages near the coast, and there are colorful buildings over the rocks near the coast, and there was some route to make trekking or hiking between them.
Yes.
The nature was amazing. The buildings was very beautiful. I like that place, and also Prague, very historical place in Czech Republic. I liked that place, and Amsterdam. Amsterdam is very different for my culture. I come from a Muslim country, and Amsterdam is very different from my world, from my culture. You know, so it was also special for me to visit there, and I spent 1 month in Shkodër in Albania, and also I had many friends there.
Okay.
It was also very special for me.
Great.
When I go there, I have many people to visit now, so it's very special for me.
Yeah. I like it. Yes, you put a lot of places, a lot of situations, because I know you had several of them in these last years, and it's incredible to see. For example, I didn't went out of Brazil right now. I'm passing state to state because I say to myself, before I go to see other countries, I have to know well my country. So I have to know well how things are here and how different we are from each other. But I do have special places too, like places I do remember for different reasons. I couldn't say my favorite place, even though I love this city. Curitiba is one of the best cities I passed in Brazil. It's really interesting, it's really organized, and really nice. But I do have good experiences everywhere I went.
Exactly.
You know, different things.
And actually, sometimes it depends on your mood. For example, sometimes I go some city and I say that I didn't like this place. When I go there second time, I feel like, my God, this city is amazing. Why I didn't enjoy the last time?
Yes.
Or sometimes it's like first time you love that city, but second time, my God, why
it wasn't that good.
Actually, sometimes it depends on your mood. It depends on what kind of people you met there. It depends on what kind of adventures you had there. Maybe I love some city, but you can say that it's very bad place to visit. You can say that, you know. It depends on the person. It depends on your mood. It depends. Even sometimes it depends on the weather. Maybe you went that city in a rainy day, so you didn't have good time there. So you remember that city as a bad place to visit, you know.
Absolutely.
For example, I was in Venice, and Venice is dream place to visit for many travelers, but I couldn't enjoy the city because it was very rainy that day. So I spent most of my time to protect myself from the rain. I had very little money. I couldn't stay in the hostel, and it was very hard for me to drive if I get wet. So I spent most of time to protect myself from the rain. So I couldn't enjoy the city. So it depends on your mood. It depends on the weather. It depends on the people you meet. It depends on the adventures you had.
For me, it's the kind of the same, because I feel like if I am the place and I can't have a walking, if I can't go anywhere and I have to stay at home, and it's kind of depressing for me. I have to take a walk, I have to go to different places. But I'm curious, in these 8 years of traveling, in what place did you spend more time?
I spent 1.5 months in Bosnia, in Sarajevo, and Sarajevo is a special place for me because there was a very hard, very massive war between Serbians and Bosnians there, and you can still see the how to say the
the holes
in the walls of the bullets, you know, of the bullets, of the bombs, and it has very different, and it has very hard story. They had a lot of pains there, so Mostar and Sarajevo is very special for me. And also I have been to Shkodër in Albania for 1 month, and I had a lot of friends there, in the waiters in the restaurants, the random people on the street, the street sellers, musicians. They were all my friends, and I had very good time there.
Yes.
And I was in Kotor for 17 days, and the nature and history is amazing there. It's there is an Venice architecture there, because the Venice empire was there for 400 years, and it's amazing architecture, and the nature is also amazing there. I spent really good time, like last year, for 17 days I was there. And also I spent 2 weeks in Bar in Montenegro again. We were with friends there, camping together, cooking foods together, working together, and we spent really good time there also. So I spent many time in many places, so I have a lot of memories from many places.
That's cool, that's cool. I see you as a very fast traveler, because you say that your biggest experience in one place was 1.5 months, so you're a very fast traveler. Don't you get tired of going places and passing 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days? How do you feel about that? Or are you use it to that kind of...
No, actually I don't get tired. I like this lifestyle. So if you like something, you don't get tired or bored, that kind of lifestyle, you know. If you like your job, you don't get bored your job. If you like music, you don't get bored of doing music. I like traveling. I don't get bored or tired by traveling. You know?
Okay. That's interesting, because I was looking for, by studying it, by seeing people who travel in very different ways. There is some people, when they go to a place they love and they stay forever there. Wow. I saw 2 guys who were staying in Mexico. They started to be digital nomad, but they stay in Mexico. I saw one girl who passed 1 year traveling, so she chose a place and stayed there for a long time. Or there's some others who take places and they go 6 months abroad and they stay 6 months at home, and there is very different kind of people in many different directions, right? And I feel you as a person who is like a fast traveler. You go to places, you like to change in places, and you see things fast and you connect with people, and that's really interesting. I see myself as a person who likes to stay a little bit more in the place. I'm kind of emotional with the place, so I want to create this slow connection, checking out you see, we are hanging out and I was showing you the architecture, what I like, and this kind of thing. So this low approach, this low view about the place that I am. But of course, if I do like the place, because there's some places that I don't feel like, I don't like it, it's not that good to see, and I want just to passing through, you know. So how, I know that you don't make big plans for the future, but talk about right now what you're going to do. What is your plan for the next 6 months to 1 year?
Next 6 months.
Yes.
I will go to Uruguay and Argentina. I will be there till the February. Then in February I plan to come back to Rio for the carnival, and I want to stay in Brazil for maybe 2 or 3 months more. I want to discover in the north part of and west part of Brazil, and after that I will go on traveling in the South America, like Bolivia, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Mexico, Cuba, that kind of places.
You have specific places you want to go?
Yeah, I didn't plan very detailedly, but I know just countries.
Yes.
I didn't plan very detailedly, and I like to learn from the people on the road. I don't make exact plans, and I don't make deep researchments about the country before I go there, because it's like if I research everything before I go there, it's like I know everything.
Yes. And that creates a lot of expectation too.
Yeah.
And if you find that it's not that thing you wanted.
Yeah. For example, Curitiba, I didn't know anything about Curitiba. It was just, Alex de Souza played football in Turkey for many years, and he was from Curitiba. Maybe because of that, I heard many times Curitiba on the television, and I didn't know anything about here. It was just in the south on my way, and I said myself, okay, I will visit Curitiba. When I came here, I can say that I fall in love with that city.
Yeah.
But if I would know something about that city, I couldn't feel that surprised. I couldn't have that kind of connection with that city, because my expectations would be high,
Yeah.
So this is a way of preparing surprises for myself.
Yeah.
Not to making deep researchments. For example, I learned many places from you. You told me, and I made researchments on map. Okay, I will go there.
Yeah.
I take that.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's why I don't like to go to specific places, like tourist places. Like, let's see this statue. Yeah, it's beautiful, but it's a nice statue.
Yeah.
That's all. It's like when I was coming the road, there's a big statue of Buddha.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, it's the giant Buddha, it's the very beautiful thing. And I was like, okay, but it's just a statue. I pass it there. There's nothing to see.
Yeah.
So people come here to there. It's like 120 kilometers, 2 hours of car just to stay there looking at a statue and getting back. So I understand that some people can get value from that, but I cannot. So that's why because I don't like to look at things before too that much. Maybe some things about the history, and so I created another kind of expectation so I can see with a different eyes. But not something very specific about it. I let people talk me about that.
Exactly.
Okay, I think we had a good time here. I wish you get the best on your future, on your journey. I wish you can stay places and enjoy with people and your things going well for the future.
Thank you very much. I wish same things for you too.
I know that.
I hope we see each other in another place somewhere.
We're going to do in the future.
I want to see you in Turkey also. I hope someday we can travel around Turkey together.
We can do that. So see you soon, man. Bye guys. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you enjoy it, give your thumbs up here, like and comment, subscribe, whatever you want. Just appreciate it, and I hope you had a good presence of your English. So thank you to staying with us to the end. Bye bye.